Coming up on Blue Nation, your regularly scheduled star-studded moments from Blue Gold Athletics.
The live wire mics are hot this week with UWEC's climbing club, Eau Climbers.
Then we'll talk about the sets, matches, and moments in Eau Claire's recent run in the big dance.
Closing the show, Weekend Relay returns to get you ready for this weekend's UWEC action. DA, you know what to do.
900 athletes, 174 conference titles, 56 competitive teams, 26 national championships, all in one place.
Blue Nation brings you all of your Blue Gold sports action from Carson Park
to take it into the end zone
to the Sonnentag,
Splash Mountain,
across the street at Hobbs,
perfect chance here, shot and score,
and back up the hill to Bollinger,
2 scores,
McPhee,
Maya Cinnamon,
and Simpson.
Bicycle kick!
Live from inside our very own TV10 studios, your starting lineup of John McClain, Gary Barta, and the rest of your sports team. This is Blue Nation.
Welcome to Blue Nation, your home for all things Blue Gold sports. I'm your host who had to begrudgingly take a break from building a snowman to be here, John McClain.
And I'm Gary Barta. So glad that I'm out of a suit and into a jersey, bringing you stats, scores, and more from the Blue Golds and beyond.
It's a new month, but our number one spot stays the same. Top plays from across campus.
A brand new episode of Livewire has the UW Eau Claire Climbing Club, Eau Climbers, and Andy Peterson climbing through practice.
Gary and Michael will recap the lone fall team still dancing with a check-in on the Lady Golds tournament run.
And as Daniel Craig once said, ladies and gentlemen, it's the weekend. So that means Weekend Relay puts our focus on the biggest games during the non-school days.
Mr. Bennis himself is back with a pick from a team on its best foot since 1999.
Like John just alluded to, men's basketball is 8-0 on the season for the first time in 26 years. That's due in large part to senior point guard Andre Renta, who is second on the team in scoring in three-point makes and first in assists. Renta continued his good play on Sunday, November 30th, going for 16 points and 6 assists. After a Blue Gold steal with around 16 minutes left in the second half, Renta drove into the paint and stopped, causing a St. Olaf defender to jump in the air. Another defender came to help, but Renta was able to get him in the air as well with a pump fake. This crafty move from Renta opened up an easy shot in the paint. The Blue Golds would go on to win 85-65, scoring 50 points in the paint. The Blue Golds will look to win their 9th game to start the season on Wednesday, December 10th versus University of Northwestern Minnesota. And John Renta is definitely a big part of the success, and interested to see where the rest of the season goes. What do you have for this week?
Yeah, not only Renta, but Zach Malvick in his second season really making that offense click. But on the ice, women's hockey has been tearing it up under direction of first-year head coach Jason Vroman, boasting one of the best scoring defenses in the nation and leading the country in shutouts with 4. However, the Lady Golds have fired their fair share of pucks into the net with this beauty against St. Scholastica. On a 2-on-1 breakaway led by Nora Karstensen on the left wing, the freshman centers it for the sophomore Jordan Hancock, and all she needs is a little flick of the wrist to slam it home into the bottom right corner to make it the second on the day for UWEC. This score also opens her goal tally on the year and her collegiate career. That was the second of 3 on the game for UW Eau Claire, which puts them back in the win column following the overtime heartbreaker to St. Olaf last week. The Saints score was only the second the Blue Golds have allowed in 5 games as they travel up north to face the Yellow Jackets of Superior on Saturday afternoon as the Golds try to maintain the top spot in the table. And with a first-year head coach, you might go through a rough patch, maybe just a little bit, but they have hit the ground running, and especially with the freshman goalie Campbell Friggi. She's playing lights out and standing on her head, as they say. But what do you got for this week, Gary?
From one team who's off to a hot start to a team looking to have a shining moment at the end of their season, the Blue Golds football team was looking for one last hurrah against UW Platteville. Nick Keene and the offense gave the crowd something to cheer about with this ridiculous one-handed catch. Keene, who was a part of a Blue Golds offense with the highlight reel of an NFL offense, beat his man on a fly route and snagged the ball out of the air with one hand. As the great John McClain said on the broadcast, "Get that guy on SportsCenter." Keene would give the Blue Golds momentum on their second scoring drive of the game, which would be finished by an Aiden Helder touchdown run. But unfortunately for the Blue Golds, the high-flying offense would not be enough to bring home a win, as the Pioneers would go on to win by a score of 55-28. The Blue Golds would finish their season 3-7 overall and 0-7 in conference play. The Pioneers season, however, is still alive. After a second-round win over Alma, they will match up with the Royals of Bethel University in the third round on Saturday. And Michael, it's been a team who didn't have the season that they were looking for. Obviously a 3-0 hot start for the Blue Golds, but ultimately the season was really something that they wanted to improve on for next year.
And that's definitely some high points for next season. But moving on to Blue Gold's men's hockey team, they're looking for a bounce-back win on Saturday after a tough loss to number 3 ranked St. Norbert on Saturday. They had a rematch in Hobbs the following night where the Blue Golds came out firing, looking to score another goal in the W column. After taking a 1-0 lead in the first, the Green Knights tied it up 1-1 halfway through the second. Then the Blue Golds, looking to make a push, take control of a failed Green Knight clearance. Cue to Trenton Heidi controlling the loose puck and firing a slap shot, which hits a Green Knight defender and trickles around the front of the net, where Luke Lavery tracks the puck and fires a wrister and finds the back of the net to give the momentum right back to the Blue Golds and a 2-1 advantage. The Blue Golds would pull off an upset and go on to beat the number 3 ranked Green Knights 4-2 and knock off their second-ranked team of the season. The Blue Golds moved to 4-3-1 and will look to move forward and hit the road on Thursday, December 4th, as they travel to Beloit to take on the Buccaneers at 7 p.m. and stay on the road as they take on the Falcons of River Falls Saturday, December 7th at 7 p.m. at Hunt Arena. And this men's team is really starting to find their stride, and they might be a threat in that WIAC conference.
I think they will. There's a lot of pieces falling into place both on the men's and women's side. We might be looking at a year for a potential double, but when we come back, a new face joins us in studio as rookie Andy Peterson is our newest member of the growing sports team as we chalk up and hit the wall with Livewire. Don't let go just yet. This is Blue Nation on TV 10.
Do you want to watch emerging youths compete at the top level of video games? UW Eau Claire is hosting the Wisconsin High School Esports Championships at GeekCon 2025. These events take place in the Davies Center Dakota Ballroom on December 6th. While you're there, make sure to geek out at GeekCon.
Back out the trunk from the front to the back. All go front from the front to the back. Back out the trunk from the front to the back. Back out the trunk from the front.
Welcome back to Blue Nation. My name is Andy Peterson, and this week we have another installment of Livewire. This time for Livewire, I bring you through an average practice with the Oak Climbers, the university's own climbing club. Now, let's get to climbing. All I'm imagining is just the Roderick Heffley meme where you're just like, bro, get my dogs out of there.
How are you?
I'm good, how about you? You working on anything right now?
No, I'm just gonna warm up and then working on this red V3.
Ooh, that one's a little bit interesting. I don't.
About the top.
No, that's fair. I don't particularly like crimps, so that one kind of.
There's some kind of paddle dyno happening from red to blue, isn't there?
Oh, there's got to be. I see it. I see the vision.
Some people kind of just span it anyway. But.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm curious about this one. Oh. Try getting both hands over and then going up. Yeah, getting both on the red one and then putting your foot on the pink, the one above the pink. You got it, Jason. Nice. Oh, come on. Ah. I know, I had my hands on it.
You know what you do? You have your feet on it, you start swinging your hands, and then release your feet and dive like...
Dude, I am not doing the bat hang dino. Yeah, nice, Todd, nice. Get it. Do it.
The world's strongest toddler.
Come on, Todd. Get it. I will. It'll be funny. Just. I knew where your hand was. Oh, yeah. Good.
Yo, Andy, you gotta try to get both hands.
Yeah, nice, Todd. Yeah.
No, you get it after that. You get more.
Oh, that was crisp. That was crisp. Get a little monkey in the Apple Store. I love that image so much. Here, I got you. You got it. Oh shit. Now that we're back on the ground, I would also like to mention that Oak Climbers has a competition this weekend at home. The competition will start at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, December 6th at the Hilltop Center Bouldering Wall. Be sure to show out and show our climbers some love. Next up, we have Gary and Michael with a recap of the WEC women's volleyball team and their performance at the NCAA Division III National Tournament. Right after this ad break. You're watching Blue Nation on TV 10.
Hi, I'm Chancellor Mike. Please don't click the link.
We're data security. Please don't click the link.
Ouch. One of the best seasons in UWEC volleyball history continued its course in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania over Thanksgiving break as the Blue Golds traveled to Carnegie Mellon. As the top seed in the tournament, the road to Bloomington and a regional championship felt destined to run through the Blue Golds. Let's take a look at the highlights and recap the run Team 56 made. Starting off in round one, the Blue Golds were facing off with St. Mary's of Maryland, the 1-versus-8 matchup. It was the first time the St. Mary's was in the NCAA tournament, winning the United Eastern Conference. Blue Golds got off to a hot start. Abby Stambler looking to make a statement there. Blue Golds had a little bit of competition in the first part of the game, but the defense stepped up. 6 blocks, 3 of those, one of them you see here by Lily Haig. Haig was a force all tournament for UWEC. But of course, we need to highlight Bailey Leak. Leak was an absolute superstar all tournament, being named the tournament player of the weekend. An absolute great statement there from Bailey Leak. Haig and Worland Abigail Werland sealed the W for the block in the third sweep, and it's the back-to-back years with first-round sweeps over St. Mary's. Looking to the second round against Wittenberg, Wittenberg handed Juniata their first loss in 103 games. Juniata, the three-peat national champions, Blue Golds looking to make a statement early. Bailey Leak, who else, dominated the first set, 22 kills on the night. Once again, this was round 2 for the Blue Golds. Abby Stanwood, look out! Stanwood with the headpiece. The down tiger was okay despite crawling. Make sure she was smiling after the set. Wittenberg did claim a momentous second set, 25-15. Blue Golds were dominated in that second set, but of course UWEC won't go down without a fight. The attack for the Blue Golds get back to work off the right arm of number 3, and the Blue Golds start to pile it on here in set number 3. 9 kills from Bailey Leak with the solo stare-down block that we're set to see here in a little bit. In this matchup, however, Alex Keeble, a big-time mention here for the Blue Golds, 1,000 career kills, only a freshman for number 2. That's the block there from Leak. Alex Keeble, an absolute stud in the making for UWEC, and that out of play sends the Blue Golds to their first Sweet 16 in 4 years. So we'll take a jump to that Sweet 16 because it's the home squad coming up for the Blue Golds, waiting for them in that third round. Carnegie Mellon. The Tartans out of Pittsburgh, deemed to be a big matchup for the Blue Golds, the number 3 seed. They beat Stevens and Hope College to make it to the Sweet 16. Tartans came out swinging, won the first set 25-23, but the Blue Golds, their defense cranked it up to another level. A tournament high 9 blocks for the Blue Golds. Lily Haig counted 8 of them. Haig also had 7 kills, where the Blue Golds are going to win this pivotal set number 2, 25-18. The Blue Golds have struggled on the first set throughout most of the tournament, but that second set has been the deciding factor, as there's the winning point for set number 2. But in set 3, Carnegie Mellon starts to worry a couple Blue Golds fans, as the big Blue Gold faithful traveled all the way to Pittsburgh. UWEC fans always travel well. The Tartans land a haymaker in set 3, winning 25-18 on this beautiful dump over by the Tartans, and the Blue Golds have to win both the sets to move on to the Elite 8. Stanwood and UWEC would then rally off the right arm of number 3, and they're going to tie the game up after an attacking win here by the Blue Golds. Abby Stanwood sends it home for 25-23. The Blue Golds, obviously the most dangerous team in the country at the moment, had all the momentum, and set 5 showed it exactly. Everyone watching, in attendance and at home, as soon as the first few points came through, the Blue Golds were always destined to win number 5. It was always going to be blue and gold. The number 1 seed brings home the regional championship in a 15-7 domination in set number 5. Maya Cinemo set to do the dagger, and the Blue Golds have had an excellent season overall. Unfortunately, just lost to number 4 seeded Laverne in the Elite 8, 3-1 last night. Michael, it has been an absolute spectacular season for the Blue Golds. We have some stats here on the screen. Just talk us through the spectacular season that Maya Cinemo, Abby Stanwood, Bailey Leak, and company took us through the entire season.
You have Bailey Leak. You have 439 kills, which averages out to 4.24 kills per set. That is borderline D2, D1. You see a lot of that. That is unheard of in the D3 level. There is a reason why Bailey Leak was in the talks for the All-American race. Fortunately, not getting the nod for the All-American race like a couple of her teammates. But there's a reason why all season she was in the All-American race. You move on to Alex Keeble. You touched on it there. 1,000 career assists, 1,129 assists as a freshman, 8.89 assists per set. Also, deadly from the service line with that knuckle curve, 60 aces on the year. Abby Stanwood, 523 kills. Caitlin Erickson, huge on the defensive end, 4.16 digs per set. Big success for the Blue Golds in that run through the tournament. Lily Haig, 100 blocks on the year. So the Blue Golds, and you hit 246 on the year, there's a reason they made it as far as they did in a regional champs. You go 30-5, you make an Elite 8. However, there is a downside here. You lose a lot of key pieces. So you lose Stanwood, you lose Mary Zettel, Bailey Leak, Darian Andre, Ane Johnson, Abigail Werland. You lose them all, so next season you got to really look for. You have Lily Hag back. You have Maya Sinemo. Those are going to be your key leaders going into the next season, and they have to use the momentum from this fantastic run that gave Blue Gold faithful the hope of a 2021 run.
Well, the Blue Golds have had a spectacular year for the Lady Golds, capturing all of our hearts and hopes of yet again another Blue Gold National Championship. We wish all the seniors good luck and are already counting down the days until the first serve yet again at the Sonotag. Don't go anywhere. We have Weekend Relay here next on Blue Nation on TV 10.
We're back live on Blue Nation with our typical curtain call of Weekend Relay. We've got some intriguing matchups in the ice, mat, and pool while the hoops take a hiatus this weekend. Eli will start us off on the road.
Yeah, so we have women's hockey who enters this game on December 6th against UW Superior, 7-2 on the season. And the big thing is this offense, this potent offense for the Lady Golds. They're 7-0 when they score 2 or more goals, 0-2 when they score less than that. And the big thing for them is setting the momentum. 6 first-period goals on the season, and how they're able to do that is winning the face-off battles. They're 7-2 in face-off battles in the season, and something that UW Superior struggles in is stopping the offense, especially in this 4-game losing streak that they have. 14 goals allowed. Opponents have 50 assists so far this season against Superior in their 8 games. So a big thing for Eau Claire, get going early and share the wealth. Get the puck going, win the face-off battle, and if you can get enough shots, which this is a Blue Gold team that loves to get pucks on the net, 309 shots to opponents 163. UW Superior on the season only has 229 shots. If you're able to put pressure on the nets and outshoot them, I have a good feeling Blue Golds will get on top on this one.
And in their defense as well, they've given up bar none. And we talked about Friggy a little bit earlier in the show. She's been standing on her head this year and playing lights out as their first choice keeper, especially that shutout against River Falls. That's all I can really say. But we'll move on to wrestling. We'll move on to the mat. The Super Quad is actually happening tonight at the Sonotag, but our focus is the MSOE invite this weekend. On Saturday, they hit the road down to the 414 at 9 a.m. in the Kearns Center. Landon Church and Ryder Despies are coming off back-to-back 8-man titles last weekend. This is the second year they defended their title and were the 2 Blue Golds on the top of the podium. Of course, Church in the 149 category and Despies wrestling in 184. Like we mentioned a little bit earlier, the Super Quad is happening tonight on Thursday night right now, and that's a very tough matchup for the Blue Golds. Number 11 Whitewater, number 8 Loris, number 1 Augsburg, all under one roof. And the Sonotag, it's a great venue for this. I'm really a sucker for McPhee. I have such a bias for that building, especially when volleyball moved out of it last year. That was such a cool place. I feel like the bleachers, you're just right on top of the action. And it's no different with wrestling as well, but it's nice, you get all the bells and whistles of the Sonotag as well to come out there, shut the lights off, do the cool spotlight and everything. And you got the big section behind you. I saw in our footage, we got the football guys getting hyped behind that. That's always a pretty big staple. But they did win the Chancellor's Cup as well this year against Oshkosh 49-0, 4th straight year. We run this, don't let it get mistaken. And look for the young stars to have another standout weekend like they have been having so far this year. They were ranked 17th coming into this year. I don't see why, if they have a good Super Quad and a good weekend this weekend, they might come out as top 10 coming into the following week.
Looking at UWEC's swimming and dive, the last time out, the swim and dive team was victorious over UW Stevens Point 362 to 155. This weekend, from December 4th to the 6th, they'll be taking place at the Rochester Invite this weekend at the Rochester Rec Center. But looking back to that pointers matchup, the 362 to 155 win, the men, they won that 176 to 124. Xander Rowley claiming 2 wins, taking the 100-yard breaststroke in 57.72 and the 200-yard breaststroke 2:10.50, 2 minutes 10 seconds and 50 milliseconds. Caden Zink excelled, winning the 1,000-yard freestyle 10 minutes and the 400-yard individual medley in 4 minutes. The team overall for the men triumphed in the 400-yard medley relay, 3.5 minutes, and the 200-yard freestyle relay. This team is just all around very, very good. Second in the WIAC last year. We can't forget individually Emmett Botten achieving 2 individual victories, winning in the 200-yard butterfly and the 100-yard butterfly.
What?
The men, sticking with the men, they opened the season by sweeping UWO. You know, sweeping, multiple events, no. Winning every single event. They did not lose. Moving over to the women, Anwin Smith helped the Blue Golds to a 227 to 66 victory. Molly Hozak, always great. The women were first in the WIAC last year. Expect them to be dominant here once again this year.
Going to men's hockey this weekend, they're heading down to Hunt. WIAC championship rematch against UW River Falls. Blue Golds are 4-3-1. Taking down 2 ranked teams in the last couple weeks, with Superior, who was ranked 14 at the time, and St. Norbert being ranked 3. I had a couple of question marks. The team needed to get a couple of things going with the new chemistry with all the new guys. But since dropping to Concordia and tying Augsburg, they've scored 14 goals in 4 games. So 3.5 per game. Guchar's been playing out of his mind lately. St. Norbert he let up the 2 against St. Norbert in that 4-2 victory. But Luke Lavery has really stepped out. 2 goals against St. Norbert, 2 goals against Superior. Awarded him WIAC Player of the Week with those 4 goals in there. But what Blue Golds need to do is stay out of the box. 17.1 minutes per game in the box.
Oh, no.
They want to make a further run in the WIAC. They just need to clean that up. But you take a look at River Falls 4-4. They dropped the last 2, got upset by Beloit, who Blue Golds take on Thursday, tonight actually, and it's so they're not in the box much. They play very clean, only 7.3 minutes in the box per game, 27.3% on the power play. So a lot of young production for River Falls. We'll have to see how it shapes out.
It should be another scrappy matchup because it is another conference game, and of course Eau Claire, they like it to be known, hey, we're here. We are here, but that's the final whistle on another installment of Blue Nation. If you stuck around for this long and thought, these guys aren't so bad, check out past renditions on mytv10.uwec.edu or on our YouTube channel at UWEC TV10.
However, if you thought, man, this show sucks, lucky for you, we have others. Check out Home Screen, Handful, Sounds, and all our amazing shows here at TV10 on our social media, UWEC TV10 on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
From myself, Gary, Eli, and Michael, the MVP tonight and every night, Mr. David Abel at the helm, those inside the studio and out of it, we love and thank you for your time here tonight. For Blue Nation, I'm John McClain.
I'm Gary Barta.
I'm Eli Bennis.
And I'm Michael Watson.
Saying good evening, and until next time.